Okay, boys and girls, welcome back. So now I'm going to edit and check for capitalization. But since the last time I checked for my punctuation, I noticed something with my writing. I noticed that I had started almost every sentence with I. I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't use any transition words. So I went back and I thought, I'm going to go ahead and revise again, because that's what good writers do. Sometimes, even when they're in the editing phase, they realize they can make their writing better. So instead of starting this sentence with I again, because I'd started I here, I started a quote with I put the transition word then. So it'll go, then I carried the pot. And I was like, okay, can I add any more transition words maybe instead of just I? So then I went to this I and I put after that, comma, I gave them some water and promised to check on them daily. So I did some revising because I noticed I could make my writing better. So now I'm going to take my blue pen again, and we are looking for capitalization. Boys and girls, this is one we really got to look at because a lot of us forget to start our sentences with capital letters, even though we know we're supposed to. So my strategy is to find every period, because I know I put every period in, and then make sure that the next word begins with a capital. So I'm going to just look at my first sentence. There's my period. I have my quotation marks, and I started my word I, capital. So good job. And I can even, if you want to, put a little check there just to say I checked that one. And then I go and I find my next period. So I hope they'll be all right. I whispered to myself as I scooped and packed fresh soil around the plants, period. Then I added the word then, but you know what I forgot to do, boys and girls? What did I forget to do? I forgot to capitalize it. So I'm going to put 3 little lines under to show the sign that that's supposed to be capitalized. So then I carried the pots to the perfect spot on my front porch where they would be seen and admired, period. Now my sentence starts back over here, but again, I wanted to add after that, I gave them some. So notice, boys and girls, I went ahead and inserted that, but I forgot to capitalize my A. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3 little lines. Now, I don't have to make this lowercase because I always is uppercase, but if you did forget, and you put some words in there and you had to capitalize, you could just cross out if this needed to not be capitalized and write it with your pen not capitalized. But my I needs to be capitalized. After that, and boys and girls, I just went ahead and I want to show you, if you do insert some transition words, you always have a pause. So put a comma there. After that, little pause, I gave them some water and promised to check on them daily, period. Capitalize my I and I'm happy to say that it's been 2 weeks since the flower disaster and they are alive and doing well, period. I started a lot of I's, and that's what I realized when I was looking at my sentences. I'm like, ooh, there's a lot of I's, but I like the I there because I did learn a lesson. I mean, I could say, however, I did learn a lesson. Why don't we do that? I'm going to take my red pen and I'm going to write, however, comma, and I capitalized it. I did learn a lesson, though, when you're in doubt, it's better to get help than be sorry, exclamation point. All right, boys and girls, now, after you've checked, after every period that you have a capital, then you can scan your writing and make sure that if you have any of those other words that had to be capitalized. So think of that. Do you have any months, or do you have a day of the week? Do you have a holiday in your writing? If so, those have to be capitalized. Do you have any names of specific people or places? So if I would have put Mr. Singer's name in here, I would have had to make sure that I capitalized it. If you have a specific place that yours is taking place at, like maybe Buckaloo or wherever, if it's a specific place, then you have to capitalize it. Remember, specific means it's not just like store, it's Target. I don't think I have any titles. There's no titles in mine, but that's another thing that you can look for. So don't just look at the beginning, the start of the sentences. That is very important. Also look at all the words in your writing and make sure you don't have any of those other special words that need to be capitalized. All right, boys and girls, our last part of our editing is going to be to check our spelling. So we'll be back to do that in just a moment.